Crystal Howard explains how to spot these sinisters of the surf before you can even see them.
Well, Don, it actually just depends on the time of year, and the buildings that were damaged are still roped off by caution tape here. Even this bag right here is still wet from that storm a week ago. It was Ricky Boyd's funeral where this shooting happened, and you can see Johnson High School right here behind me. As people get out of their cars, leave their valuables in them, and simply just aren't locking their doors. And we're going to see how many people we can find breaking those traffic laws for the same thing, living conditions like these. It's all over roads, cars, and maybe even you. From Belfast River Road to Captain Matthew Freeman up to Timber Trail, this winning red snapper weighed 23.35 pounds. And I'm going to show you how this fire was started. Crystal Howard, WTOC News.
He wasn't moving, and then I was just checking on him, and I was just like, I turned to the side, and he started coughing up blood. It started coming out his nose and his mouth at first, and then I turned to the side so that he wouldn't choke on his blood, and it started coming out the back of his head.
Richie McKnight couldn't finish talking to me today as he painted a picture of how he watched his teammate die in a motorcycle crash.
I heard the call go out on dispatch, so I instantly started calling and texting his phone, and I wasn't getting a response.
His girlfriend works at the Effingham Hospital. She's heard many tragic calls over the scanner before, but this specific call forever changed her life.
When the doctor came in to say he passed away, and all I could think about was this morning was my last kiss.
Her last FaceTime call and her last I love you. She says the only thing keeping her strong right now is his spirit, and she knows he is watching over her and the family. She cried, but we laughed together too. I asked her about their last moment together.
Our last conversation was, what was I going to cook for dinner? And he's always like, whatever you cook, I'm willing to eat it, regardless if we're just trying it out.
And the smile she showed is what all of his family showed today as well when they talked about DeMonte's memory. They say he was always cracking jokes or just simply the life of the party.
I thought I was going to have one to go on to college and look at him on TV playing ball, but God knows best. So.
And while his family knows him in a more intimate way, DeMonte's football teammates called him their brother.
When we played football, he was encouraging, he was dominant on the field, he was a loving person. He's gonna miss him a lot.
His teammates, his friends, and his family all say the man they knew as Duda will live in their hearts forever.
Long live Duda.
You ready, girl?
Let's do it.
She's known as the dancing queen with a twist. Instead of her thinking about when her last day will be, she dances away her pain.
Well, when I first started, it was kind of rough, and my mom told me I was going to have to fight, so dancing is my way of fighting, and it keeps me going.
Nevaeh Williams was diagnosed with a rare cancer back in September.
But she had several tumors, not just one inside her belly and some outside the chest wall near the heart. And the biggest tumor in her stomach was 3 pounds.
According to St. Jude, Nevaeh's diagnosis, desmoplastic small round cell tumor, is extremely rare and fewer than 200 cases have been reported. Nevaeh just happens to be one of them.
We travel to Atlanta every 2 weeks. She alternates from 5 days to 2 days of the most aggressive chemo that there is.
Chemo that is so strong and toxic that she can't kiss her siblings when she returns home every other week from her treatment.
It was like we had our lives totally together and everything planned for our first baby boy. And then just 4 days later, you know, we got our 8-year-old daughter fighting for her life.
And while there is also just a 15% 5-year survival rate with this rare form of cancer,
your current situation does not have to be your destination.
Nevaeh lives every moment like it is her last.
It's Nevaeh's fight against cancer.
And while most of us go throughout life worried about the little things,
look at her. She's smiling. She's dancing. She's not crying about losing her hair. I mean, if she's not upset, there's no reason that we should be.
Nevaeh dances away her pain every chance she gets and inspires others to do so as well. We like to party. Crystal Howard, WTOC News. It's not the bees right now, it's the trees.
The trees that are going to be pollinating, right now we've got pine pollen coming out, and it's going to be closely followed by oak pollen, birch pollen, hickory and pecan pollen and sweet gum.
There is a such thing as insect-borne pollen, but it's the wind-borne pollen that makes it so allergenic. With being in an area that is normally warm and humid, the levels of pollen continue to rise day by day, even before spring really hits.
And it makes things grow more and longer. So we have a much longer pollen season in Savannah.
And when you think the rain is washing the pollen away,
but at the end of the day, as soon as that sun comes back out, as soon as that breeze starts blowing, the temperatures remain pretty mild, there's still going to be pollen in the air.
And there is not really a way you can get away from it. You just have to treat it.
If you're trying those over-the-counter medicines and you're not getting results, then you definitely need to come to the allergist.
Well, this was me.
1, 2, 3. Yep, they all got you right there.
Pollen has always given me the blues, so I got my allergy test done today after telling the allergist that this time of year is not so fun for my allergies.
You were on the money with your concern, etc.
And these are my results.
These are massive.
Not only am I allergic to pollen, I'm extremely allergic to all sorts of grasses and trees. Crystal Howard, WTOC News.